here at Ngozi Talk Shows, Find Your Own Voice, Lead from Within. With me today, I have Grant Morel. How are you, Grant?
I'm good, thank you, Nomsa. I'm good. Christmas season was nice, New Year. I avoided being on work as much as possible. People try to drag me on meetings. I said I'm staying away, recharging the batteries, which is something I always do at Christmas. So good time, nice time. Thank you. And how about you, Nomsa?
I am very well, thank you. For me, I was like enjoying Christmas and the New Year, but at the same time, I was working a little bit because I had to come on here to say hello to the audience. While you guys were having fun and having all the techies, me, I was having both. um, so our topic today is get your fairy tale life, attract your dream partner with a matchmaker. Um, so today we're going to talk about how to work with a matchmaker, manifesting your dream life, and finding that special person. And also, I'm just gonna talk about it based on Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency as well. So, for those who don't know what Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, so our agency is a matchmaking and exclusive service only for influential men seeking genuine and long-term connection. So, why I say, am I a matchmaker for a man? I'm a matchmaker for a man, and Elena, she is based in Germany. She is a matchmaker for women, so she deals with women. Although in the UK, I have to do her work. So it's two people. You have two people that deals with it, the same thing. So I'm a love harmonist for men. So that's what a Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency is about. And our focus is on facilitating meaningful relationship that align with your lifestyle, whatever your lifestyle might be, your values and aspiration. We do understand the uniqueness and challenges faced by influential men and women finding that special person compatibility. We prioritize quality as well, connection and over casual encounter. We don't even if you receive a contract from us, when you pay, it does say that if you actually have sexually encounter with somebody we connect with on the same day, your contract will be terminated. It doesn't matter whether you pay 10,000 or you pay 20,000, but if you do break those rules, we will terminate your contract. So it's very, very important. Grant, I know you have been single before and you have met women in your life. So, any advice you can give somebody who's entering 2024 and they are all getting excited, the New Year resolution, people get excited. They're like, I want to find that special person. But then, because the Valentine's Day is coming as well, but then after that, that momentum goes. So what advice can you give somebody? Because I think you will be working with me. You don't know this, but you will be working. I've put you guys for matchmaking department, so you might as well start giving some advice right now.
Well, I think my view, and I love the way you framed it. We know you had met women. It's like I've never dated, never been in a relationship. Yes, of course, I've had several very long-term relationships. I'm never married, but several long-term relationships, and I've got nothing against marriage either, actually. But the best matchmaking tip I can give is to matchmake with yourself first, because I've been at events and I've met women who have said, I want to find my ideal man. Okay. Who's your ideal man? And out comes the list. And boy, oh boy, it wasn't a written list, but if it was, it would have been like this long. it was this huge list. And I went, actually, you're not looking for much then, right? So, and I was being sarcastic. So they had all these qualities this woman needed. And which I said to her, so are you all of these things yourself? No. So why do you think you should be expecting to attract that? And that's my honest view. You want to make something fantastic in your life, then become fantastic. Because then it's a natural fit. Okay, it's a natural fit. Yes, we can go into it more and say that opposites attract and all of this. But generally speaking, if you're looking for someone of a certain status or something, guess what? So are they. So you need to make sure you're there. So many people are, this is the same as selling, because this is just the same as selling, the way I see it. You're selling yourself. If you're selling something, there's so many people, when I'm saying this on New Year's Eve, I was talking to this guy who sold ships and cruises. Not, he didn't sell ships, he sold cruises and ships. And he was talking about sales, and I was defining the difference between inbound sales and outbound sales. So many people are looking out to grab things for people to help them, right? I said it to my friend on New Year's Day. We were driving home, and I said, I've never had anyone ever come to me and say, hey, guess what? I'm looking really great now. I'm looking great. I've been away. I've made a lot of money. Da, 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 da. And I thought I'd reach back out to you and say, do you want to share your life with me? Not one person has ever said that. Many people reach out and say, hey, how are you? We haven't spoken for a long time. And I think, here we go. I know what's coming. And it's like, how are you? And I might say, oh, I had a rough time, actually. But I never heard from you when I had a rough time. And they're like, oh, no, I was doing pretty well. I'm like, oh, okay. When they were doing well, they never reached out. But they're reaching out now. Why is that? You know why. Because they have a problem and they want something. So these are people who reach out and want to drag things in. They don't give themselves to the world. And I think that's moved back to front. If you give yourself to the world from the beauty, you work on the beauty inside, you work on the person you are and become a best version of yourself, you become very attractive. Once you've made a match made in heaven with yourself first, then I believe it's laid a fantastic foundation for finding another life partner to share yourself with them. And you've got a lot to bring to the table. That's my point. And it's just the same as in business. People always want to learn how to get other people to do things for them. But if you become so good at things yourself, people will want to come to you. Said it another way, stop putting butterfly nets in your garden to trap the butterflies in your garden. Instead, make your garden so beautiful that the butterflies will want to come and stay. That's the emphasis. So before we look outside, look at ourselves first. That would be my approach to finding a sustainable partnership. What do you think, Namsa? What do you think?
I love that. I love that. I love that you said when you have all these things that you have selected, first you have to actually look at yourself, whether you are the qualities that you're looking for, are you those qualities yourself? I think that is the good foundation, finding true love, because you cannot say, I'm looking for this if you're not that. Obviously, there are some people that want the finances, they look at different things. You're allowed to do that. But when you say you're looking for a long-term relationship comes with so many things. So all these qualities that we desire from our loved ones, from our uh, potential spouses, we have to be that as well. I always tell my clients that you cannot request something that you are not. And that's why we do have coaching, that if you are not what you are looking for, you have to actually go through the coaching first, so you can actually bring that character, that attitude, that, and then it become your own match made in heaven yourself. Like what Randy was saying is very, very important, because what you see, like you see people there like, oh, it's New Year resolution, I have to get out there. They will take that, I need a man with this, or I need a woman with this, I need somebody, or simply I need a rich woman, or I need a rich man. What does it come? What baggage that comes with a rich man? What baggage that comes with a rich woman? You got to understand that. Like if you were to date somebody like Grant, what baggage that Grant brings? Grant is an international speaker, is an international coach. So can you imagine the life that you're gonna have? He lives on his suitcase, traveling in hotels. So you got to understand that if you are gonna date somebody like Grant, you basically become a mentor of Grant. And then also you have to use your creativity to spend the time with Grant, which is when Grant gets a job to go to America. You get to say, Grant, I don't get to see you as much, so can I please come with you? You have to have that mindset of creativity. Can I please come with you while you go to work? I'll go and visit places in America, wherever you'll be. And when you finish work, or we can go for a meal, or I just mind my own business and just look around. But if your mindset is not that kind of a mentor person, the relationship with Grant wouldn't work, because you will try to change Grant and saying, you know what, I don't spend time with you, and I'm not happy. This is not what I signed up for. But if you are a creative person, you bring the mentorship to the table, that means you'll be very happy. So being a matchmaking and having it means that your mindset has to be in the right place. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how beautiful you have. Grant, what do you think about these people that use beauty, like women, they use beauty, and men, they use their looks to actually catch a woman or catch a man, and they think that is going to work? I used to be like that. I'll be like, wow, who does he think he is rejecting this? So I used to have that kind of attitude. So what advice can you give?
Happens all the time. And it always has. It's always happened. It, it's deep in our psyche. And yeah, I don't quite live out my suitcase because I do a lot of work online these days. But yes, I do travel a reasonable amount, but that's a good thing. But when I'm in a relationship, when I come back, here's the thing, I'm still fully present when I come back. So the quality of time I spend when I'm back, you could debate, is more engaging than being there semi-engaged all the time. Okay, so it's certain ways you perform, and certain people get that, and certain people don't. But attracting people with looks, well, here's a fact: we are attracted by looks. It's physiological, it's survival. We are attracted by that. But to enhance it is a bit of a short-term strategy, because as someone said, youth is a mask and it don't last. Line of a song, right? Doesn't. It doesn't. Looks fade over time. Looks are an attractant, but they may not be an adhesive. Okay. So depends. If you're looking for a long-term strategy, and I think if people are looking for long-term partners, yeah, they are, then what are you investing into? Because what the product you're buying at the beginning isn't going to be the product you end up with, right? Not physically anyway, right? Mentally, that will mature. That's a maturing asset mentally, I think, right? So that's a great thing. But it's a dichotomy, because yes, we are visual human beings and we are attracted. There's certain physical types that men and women are naturally attracted to, and that's down to survival, right? So that's you can't fight with nature. That is there. Beyond that, when we talk about a lot of enhancement, I'll tell you something, right? Right, I met a beautiful lady the other day, She's a really beautiful lady, and we got on very well. Really lovely, beautiful looking. And we connected on social media. And when I looked at her profile, I was a bit disappointed because it was totally glamorous. Do you know the ones I mean? Like on yachts and Ferraris, you know, beautiful restaurants. But when I heard what her profession was, that didn't really connect with that image on social media. And I'm like, well, how have you got into that if that's your role? You haven't paid for that. You're invited to, and I think it was genuine. I don't think it was fake. But she seemed such a nice, open, friendly, down to earth person. But when I saw the image of what she was trying to project of the luxurious lifestyle, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But I thought if that's so important to you, that's the only thing in your social media, it turned me off. It did. And I was like, you seem far more attractive in person, far more attractive than that. And that was my honest thought. So does that mean to say she is that person? I'm not too sure. It's culture, it's media, it's expectations. Perhaps we're force fed to believe that if you want to find a successful partner, and I guess that's what she's looking for, that's the way she thinks she's going to get it. And if I was the kind of guy she looked for, maybe I'm not, but if I was, in my opinion, she was going about it all the wrong way. Her advertising was wrong. That's what I'm saying. So here's the thing. The image you're giving, is it the true you? Or is it what you think is a smart thing to do? If you are, you're probably leading yourself up for a fall because you're selling something that isn't really you. Sooner or later, people may want to take that receipt, take it back to the shop and say, sorry, I wish to exchange this. You do not want to be that product that gets exchanged a year, 2, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15 years later. So be careful of what you're selling. Is it really the congruent you? Because for long-term happiness, it's got to be you. Let go and be yourself. If you market yourself correctly as yourself, there will not be a shortage of takers. The biggest problem you'll have is fighting off too many people who want. It's just a question of marketing. So when people say to me they can't find a good partner, I'm no good at relationships, I tell them it's not that you're no good at relationships, it's just that you're lousy at marketing. And that's my view. I say it with jest, but that's it. Everything can be marketed. It doesn't matter if you're short, tall, fat, thin, whatever color, religion, it doesn't matter. There will be hundreds of thousands of people out there who will find you wonderful, but only if you advertise to the right audience. Just the same. You see how I'm comparing this with business? Because I always spend my life looking at documentaries, social documentaries, economics, business, war, and I map it over. There's a lot of lessons that can be learned from all of these things. And it's just the same as a business. It's just a different product. This time the product is you. You've got to find your right audience. And to make it last, you've got to be true to yourself. Be who you really are, because the true you is very, very beautiful to the right people. What do you think, Nomsa? There's many different ways of looking at it. Is that your strategy? Is it a different strategy? Am I talking nonsense? What do you think? I think
I'm not talking nonsense, Granting. um, when it comes to relationship, we come across a lot with it's like either a rich person, they will think that because they're rich now, they're gonna use their wealth to actually get a woman. So when you come to a matchmaker, what we do is we actually um, we work on you, what's on the inside of you first. We already know that you're wealthy, you have the money. Now we need to match that wealth with the character, with your image inside, so that when you do go and meet this special woman with this special man, you don't use your title. Because when you do use your title, that's where things go wrong in a relationship. You want somebody to fall for you. What you're saying about this woman portraying a different image completely to what she is, that is true. You have to portray, it's like take me as I am when you actually meet somebody. So for what we do is like, let's say if you're wealthy, you're a millionaire, when we do connect you with women, I'm a matchmaker for men. So if I have a man who is a billionaire or they're a millionaire, so they have to surrender. I have to teach them to surrender. They need to remember the day when they didn't have that millionaire or they didn't have the billionaire. So when they go out, if they are used to spending like buying a bottle of wine for £1,000, so when they go out on a date, this is when they're gonna have to humble themselves, maybe spend $200 for a change. In that way, you want somebody to fall in love with you for you, because at that moment they don't know that you're a millionaire. I don't tell my clients that you're going to date a millionaire. I just meet. I hide the man's identity. I give them the name. You go on a date. If Grant is Grant Morel, you're gonna meet Grant. Then Grant is going to tell you all his story, who he is, face to face. Then you don't have time to Google Grant. And then Grant is showed up. He's 6'2" or he's 5'9" or he's 4 foot something. He shows up who he is, and then he tells you who he is. You're not going to focus on what Grant has at that moment in that short of time. You're going to focus on the connection. A clever woman will focus on the connection. And then you then fall in love with that person because of the connection and not because they have the money. Because if you connect with somebody under false pretense, that relationship is not going to work. That means the real person will show up. But if you have the money, you have worked all your life, why meeting a woman or meeting a man and wanting them to fall in love with for what you have? That means it's confidence. You don't have confidence. So we then have to help you to work on your confidence. When you step outside, you don't really care about how the other person is gonna think of you. What you care about is the connection. You want to impress this woman. You just want to be you. You're dressing up. If you're somebody who loves clothes, I always say to people, if you love clothes, you love whatever you love, show the other person. You don't hide it. Like myself, I love clothes. If you go to church, they'll tell you that Nomsa loves clothes. Nomsa always look good. I always look good, but I don't spend time, guys, too much money on clothes. I have a secret in how to find clothes. Expensive clothes, cheap. I have a secret for that one, but don't go around and spending lots of money. I always tell people that I love clothes. I'm not a car person, but whatever car that I have, I don't mind. But at the same time, when I'm meeting somebody, how I met the right person, it was when I decided to be me, unapologetic, not to meet people and pretend to be something that I'm not. Like Grandi was saying that he met this woman on social media, and her photo, she was so glamorous, her lifestyle that she was portraying, it was different. And then when they met in person, so she was like meeting two different people. So for me, I had to change that attitude as well. So that attitude, it doesn't work. When you're preparing to, like right now is the 3rd of 2024. If you really want to meet that special person, if we have worked really hard for your life, first of all, if you are a woman, you need to get rid of I'm educated. I can get whatever I want. Education is good. Wealth is good. We've worked so hard. But everything, it comes down to what's on the inside. Because that thing that's on the inside is going to help you to select the right person. Because if you use money that you've worked so hard, the woman will take everything, will fall in love with you and leave you with nothing. You selected the wrong person. So it's very, very important to stay focused. You worked hard for your money, select the right person to come and enjoy, not somebody that is looking for a rich person, a gold digger. So those are the things that I teach my clients, that hang out with people that what love you for you, date somebody that wants you for you. You don't have to pretend. Actually, my family knows me with this. I don't pretend, Grant. I can tell my audience that if you're watching this, your authentic self is unique. So embrace it. Just go with the flow. There is everybody, like Grant, you were saying, there is everybody for everybody. So you don't have to put on some personality. What do you think, Grant?
Sorry, Nigel. Yeah, I think definitely the root is, and I was talking on a call last night with some clients about this, is that sometimes you get to the point where you can just relax. Now, I went out a few nights ago for celebrate New Year, and I was a bit tired before I went out. And I could have really, really easily have not gone out, really easily. And I went out, and I don't know why, but I just didn't care. I just relaxed, and I'm normally a pretty relaxed sort of guy anyway, but I was just totally relaxed. And my friend was there, and we spoke to so many people. We hit it off. We had great things. We had a group of people just crowded around us, just talking to us. And I don't know why, but I thought about it later. It was just relaxed in the sense of, I'm going to say I couldn't give a damn. That's not quite true. I mean, I care about people, but it was like I didn't care what people thought. I was just chatting about what I thought, just chatting to people, and somehow it became magnetic. It's about, you said it, letting go. Once you just let go and just be yourself, most people have got a lot of niceness inside them. Don't try to modify that. Don't try to be anything else. Don't try to. I mean, media is an evil device. It tells us of what we should be. I mean, women have got to be wafer thin, men have got to have a six pack, and you've got to be this. And forget it. You are what you are. Yeah, sure. If you want to improve your health and stuff, great. All credit to that. That's a great thing. But that's not going to be the thing. That's not going to be the thing. That may be an attractant. It is not an adhesive. All right. So you got to be a like people obsessed going to the gym. I question this. What's this about? Because years ago, people didn't necessarily go to the gym. Some people went to the gym. People who were really into going to the gym, they went. Now it's a very common thing. They can be going to the gym when they're 75. Are they? No, some of you are nodding your head now saying, yes, I will. Fine. Okay, I believe you. But most people won't. So what are you doing? What are you really doing? I'm not saying it's just keeping fit. That's fine. Keeping fit, absolutely. Many ways to keep fit. But what are you really doing? What is it? What is your pursuit? What is the image that you're trying to project? And that's my point. Be honest to yourself. Be honest to yourself, and that's the best thing. Once you do that, everything comes good. Nothing, and again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with going to the gym, but like anything in life, you must ask yourself, why am I doing this? Like I'm on this show. Why am I on this show? What am I doing here? Why do I show up? What do I come here for? What's the purpose? If you ask yourself that in everything you do in your life, including going to the gym, right? Going on a date. Oh, you said earlier it's Valentine's. Okay. What? That's it. So I get a date on Valentine's night, then I give up for the rest of the year. What's that? What does that mean? I mean, Ask yourself why you're doing the things you're doing. Okay. Ask yourself these things. If you question that, you'll start to get to the truth of who you are, what your beliefs are, what your values are, and that forms your character. And your character is the thing that attracts people. Nonsense. What do you think about character?
Yeah, character is important. Hi, Sabelo. How are you doing? When are you coming to the talk show again? I hope you book yourself and come here with your reality seven guys and come here and spend time with us. We love you, by the way. Yeah, the character is very, very important, Grant. I like when you say, why do you go to the gym? I don't go to the gym, by the way. I go running every day. I enjoy running. Gym is boring for me. The reason why I go running is simple. I want to keep fit. I want to stay fit. And also is where I do all my mindset. I have to stay focused. So I have to actually stay, my mind has to be in the right place. I need somewhere to think. So if I'm not in the house, I'm not doing anything. I'm running. Actually, I don't jog, I sprint. So if I'm sprinting really, really hard, like sometimes if it rains, the journey that takes me half an hour might take me 10 minutes. So I love doing that because it's where I do all my thinking. It's where I keep health. And that's the reason. And also, it's in the blood. I used to play football, so I had to keep fit. Um, Going to the gym. Some people they go to the gym for a different reason, but mostly, um, like I had this girl. She was single. She goes to the gym 5 days a week. So I said to her, if you go to the gym 5 days a week, why are you single? And she was like, what do you mean why I'm single? And I was like, you hang out with people, you go to the gym, you get single guys. They come in. Do you ever say hello to people? And she was like, no. I was like, what happens when you go to the gym? So she goes, I go into the gym, I do my thing, and then I go out. So I'm like, don't go then. If you go to the gym, you do your thing, you don't talk to people. That's not normal. So I was like, you got to talk to people. Actually, she's in a relationship now. She listened to me. Because the things that we do, Grant, when we do things, we do things because it is social. So when you go to the gym, you shouldn't be single because that's where everybody goes. People go to the gym. Married people go to the gym. Single women go to the gym. I was like, if you go to the gym and you see a guy, he hasn't got a ring, smile when you see the guy. Or talk about the weather. Obviously, you can't make a move with the guy, but we can be normal. And that's how we find clients, matchmakers. We're Snoopy. If I go to I will go to a pub. I'm not really there in the pub. I'm not there, but I'm snooping. I'm looking at how much watch you're wearing. If you're wearing an expensive watch, I go and approach you because I know you're going to afford me if you're single or if you're sitting there. That's how matchmakers find clients, by the way, for those who didn't know. So you go to the pub, you go to maybe football places, you go to this event, and then you talk to people like normal. Like if I meet Grant is single, by the way, ladies, those who didn't know. So if you fancy him, is single, is 2024, you can send him a message. I'm matchmaking now. We see. So if you go and meet like matchmakers, what we do, we go out, dress up nicely, and we see the guy or we see a woman and we start talking to a woman. So what's your story? Why are you here? What brought you here? And the woman will start telling me their story. So when they're telling me their story, I'm thinking now how to approach them to join my agency. So I do the same with the guys. The guy is there, is got the money, is got everything, but is lonely. So I'm like, here's my card. You're looking for love, please join my agency. Go to the website and join my agency. That's how our grandparents, how they met our granddad, by talking to people. When you go to the gym, You don't go to the gym because you're lonely or you're bored. You go to the gym because it's a social to you. So, meaning if you meet somebody there, just greet them and talk to them. I honestly, when this girl said to me, she's single, she's struggling to find love, I looked at her from head to toe. And I was like, okay, I ticked the box. I was like, okay, you are a woman, a full woman. A woman doesn't have to be size 8. That's wrong. A woman does not have to be size 6. Any woman, if it's your original size, is fine. You're a woman and your character, just work on your true authenticity, embrace that beauty. If you're size 16, embrace who you are, what God has given you, because that is you. So if you want to lose weight, you can lose weight, but enjoy it, because you find beautiful women nowadays, they no longer embracing their beauty, who are 16, who are size 14. They don't embrace it because apparently beauty, you have to be size 8. I have no idea who got that from. So I have no idea. So for me, I have questions like, if a guy comes in, Grant, let's say he's 60 and he wants to date a 20-year-old, I have a question with that. Like, why would you like want to date a 20-year-old if you're 60 and you're wealthy? To me, that's not normal. So if you don't explain yourself why you want to date a 20-year-old, I don't take your money. I refuse to take you, because that means there's something that is not right. But there are some people that they like age gap. You find a 60-year-old, they're like, you know, so I'm happy to date a 20-year-old. The reason is because their desires. By some people, they do it because of fetish. They just like to use younger girls. So you got to use the psychology and see who wants what, who is looking for what. But at the end of the day, like Grant said, the things, if you ask yourself why you do what you do, like why are we here, Grant, in Gossip Talk Show? We are just here to save you guys. We love what we do. We go beyond, above and beyond to make sure you guys have this, like, we share our mindset. And to be where we are today, for me, like myself, it took a lot. I come from Africa, and coming from Africa, the mindset is different. So I had to adapt to United Kingdom's mindset and Africanist mindset. I had to unlearn everything, how we think, and so that I can actually create my own identity. And creating my own identity, it was never an easy thing. So you can do that yourself, create your own identity that is authentic, and mostly is going back to your inner child. I don't know about you, Grant, but for me, what helped me the most, it was going back to my inner child when I was young and meeting that norms. And when I actually realized that the true authenticity, me, my true unique self, it was when I was a child, when I was like 5, 4, 7, 6, 8. When I was 11, I was becoming fake because I was trying to fit in with everybody else. 12, 14, I was real, I was still like picking up a better habit. But what helped me is going back to my inner child and reconnecting with my inner child and unapologetic learning my own character, who I needed to become that moment. And why I did what I did, it was for me to be happy, to find that happiness. And I share this with my clients that if you're not happy within, you won't find true love. True love, when what's on the inside of a person is greater than what's on the outside. Like Grant, you said before, the looks don't work because they fade away. If you find a beautiful woman, once she has children, she doesn't look the same. You find a handsome man, he has children. The children, they drag him out with the stress, and the woman drag him out with the stress. Within 2 years, 3 years, no longer looking the same. That means, do you think, Grant, if you have dated somebody because of their look, in 3 years' time, would you still see them? Would you still be attracted to them?
In 3 years, probably, yeah. In 30 years, you're going to look different. But the point is, hopefully you grow to love that person. I mean, it's different views on it. I mean, I'm not very judgmental with people in relationships because, I've seen through a lot of work of sales, I've got to meet a lot of people. And there's some pretty unusual relationships out there. You mentioned age differences. You think it's not going to work. I've known some people with some huge age differences and it's worked very well. I've known people with huge age
Oh,
differences
what I mean is, Grant, the
and it's
age
not
is
worked.
different. It works, but it works if that person is genuine, a really
Yeah,
genuine. Yeah. But there are some people that are really not genuine. They're looking for love, but they are looking for a supermodel to show off and go
yeah,
around. That doesn't work because the
totally.
body will change. Yeah. But
Yeah.
if you're really, really genuine and say, I like younger girls or I like younger men,
All the men
that
or
is genuine. Yeah, or older men. That is genuine because that is the desire that comes from the heart. That is genuine.
yeah.
And you make it work. And it work.
This is my point. I knew a guy, he loved older women, much older women, much older. Loved them, really, really did. I've got two friends like that. And it kind of works for them. It's genuine. It's not
Mhm.
a trophy. It's a genuine thing. However, I've known other people to have it and it doesn't work. So there's no
Yeah.
rights and wrongs. It's just that human beings are diverse animals. They're different. So I always reserve judgment and just take a look. If people have got honourable intent, and that's my thing, if people have got honourable intent, there's all kinds of things out there, relationships and I have some good relationships with females, so much so that if I go out, people say, "Oh yeah, your wife." I said, "Wife?" They said, "Oh no, that's my friend." That's your friend? Yeah, yeah, just a friend. Literally, just a friend. In fact, I don't even like saying just a friend because a friend's a very important thing.
The
Uh,
family. They
yeah,
become part of us. Yeah.
non-blood family. Yeah, it's one of those things, but you have an akin spirit with people. Um, but yeah, I mean, you've always got to be looking to being genuine. And this is the key thing I want to say for today. I've said it all the way from the beginning. It's about being genuine because that's the thing that really gets people. Because you know the joke, right? The joke is that a man says he met a woman, and then a woman said, "Oh, I don't like your clothes. You should wear these clothes." You do that. Wear the clothes. And they say, "Oh, your hair, you shouldn't do that. You should style your hair. You should have it cut like this." So yes, hair cut like that. Oh, I don't know why you eat that food. It's not very nice. You should eat different kinds of food. You should eat this food. I'm not sure why you drive that car. It doesn't really suit you. You should drive this car. So he changes everything. And then in the end, she says, I don't think it's working out between us. You've changed. You're not the guy I first met. It's a joke, obviously. But
But
here's
it doesn't happen in real life though.
it does happen, actually. That does happen more often than you think. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it
Uh,
does happen a lot.
People want to model things, they want to shape things, and you know, it's a relationship, as you know, not that I'm an authority on this, but relationships is about acceptance. And I was thinking about this recently. I think I was driving somewhere and I was thinking, yeah, the secret to longevity is acceptance of people. And I was talking to a friend who was upset with one of his family members, but not his not his spouse. And I was like, do you think they're going to change now at that age? Yeah, they're not going to change. You either put up with it or you just accept them for what they are. Because, and I believe relationships are about acceptance of people's character. We're always trying to change people to be more like what we want. This is the outward thing, trying to get people to do what we want. It's this kind of action, rather than just giving our love and allowing people to be what they are. Oh, you always do that. You always put your plate there after you finish. Yeah, that's right. What? You want me to stop that? I mean, what is it we're trying to do? Change people to bend them against our will. rather than finding people who you like and you can accept. We criticize people so much on things. The things we criticize people about, does it really matter? Is it really important? You know, the fact that they leave their shoes there rather than putting them there where we want the shoes to go, because that's imposing our will, our model of the world on other people. It's clearly about acceptance. And it is about that relationship. Obviously, it is understanding that it's a compromise, and it is. I've been single a long time, and you know what? I live life on my terms, and I'd have to be careful about that in a relationship because that can't no longer persist, right? There's got to be a. I'm a fairly flexible guy. So I don't think I'll have a problem with it. I'm a pretty easygoing guy like that. But you know, if you're not like that, and some people become single, they live uh, a very organized life, and things have got to be in the right place and do that. If you're like that, you're making life hard for yourself. You know, yes, you find people got similar views, but let's be honest, most partners aren't quite like that. Most partners will say, "Oh, she's always late," or "He's always late," or "He's untidy," or "She does that." And, oh, it drives me mad. You know, there always is. As a very great speaker, talking about no messing about, just doing things. Called Art Williams. Um, if you ever look it up, his podcast, he's got one signature speech, and it's a bit evangelical at the beginning. It sounds like it. That may or may not be your thing, but even if it's not, just go with it and just listen to it. It ramps up, and it's universally um, accepted what he does because it's brilliant. He was an old baseball coach, and he ends up coaching CEOs, etc. Now, but he tells a story of, he said, like, you know, I'm not perfect. He said, like, my wife's sitting in the audience. He said, and she still says, Art, why do you leave the lid off the toothpaste? It drives me crazy. And life's full of these things that we get so uptight about, these small things with people. And it really, really doesn't matter. At the end of our days on this earth, are we going to look back and saying, yeah, that toothpaste did, that really wound me up? You know, it's not going to be the things that will make a difference. We get uptight about small things, but learn to be a bit accepting. Let go of people. When you do that and you allow people to be themselves, they flourish and the best comes out of them. And when the best comes out of other people, it often has a habit of bringing the best out in us. So it's great fertilizer, I would say. It's great fertilizer. That's the way I look at relationships. That's the way I try to look at relationships. Did I always look at them that way? No. But as you go through life, you learn. You learn. And this is some of the things I'm learning. People's little foibles are the important things. That's the DNA. That's what makes us different, individual, funny, quirky, special, memorable. And they're moments that we hold into our heart. What about you, Nomsa? Have you got any things that have you, as your husband, got anything like this, or do you have any habits that people may find odd, weird, strange, cute, adorable? What is it? What's the little things that you do?
Leaving the chair when I after dinner, I always forget to push the chair because we have this big table.
Yeah.
So after dinner, we have to put the chair back. So I always forget to actually put the chair. My daughter will be
Right.
like, okay, I'll do it for you. And then her dad will be like, oh, okay, I'm doing it for you now. But yesterday, I remember to actually put the chair back. Because when I move, the chair have to move back. So normally when I move the chair back, I always forget because I go to the kitchen and I'll start tidying up in the kitchen. And then if they are in the living room, they're not doing anything, they'll start complaining. But what you are saying, it destroyed my first marriage. Yeah, what you're saying, yes, it did actually, Grant, because I am a person that when I'm in a relationship, I never judge anybody. I was raised by my parents, they are very, very easy people. My dad, mostly, I was very, very close to my dad. So growing up, my dad taught me the importance of love. What is love? What does it mean to love somebody? What is important? What is the foundation of life is love. And it was like, if you love somebody with all your heart, you will never ever judge them. So those are the things that he taught me as a child. Like when I was 9 years old, he would get up at 4 a.m. and wake me up, and then we'll start to have family time. That's where we chat. We're gonna chat. And then at 5 o'clock, he will let me go back to sleep. But because he was a teacher. But all those things, they had to stay with me. Love is more important. So when I actually met Hope's dad, I couldn't judge him or I couldn't do anything. So he thought I was normal, honestly. Or sometimes when we have a problem, and he would tell me the problem. So what do I do? Me, I just give him some love and I would just pray about it and say we're gonna be okay. But because he wanted me to show some stress, some everything. But after when we broke up after, he came back and said, no, so now I get you. So I was like, what are you getting now? He was like, your attitude, actually, it works. So I was like, when did you figure this out? And he was like, I'm always stressing for no reason. So I'm not going to stress no more. I'm just going to use your attitude. Just take life as it comes. I was like, well, you're on the right path. And he was like, yeah, I like your attitude. But at the time when I was with him, he didn't think that it was normal. Me, I'm just a normal person. I live a normal life. You leave your toothpaste, I pick it up and I put it back. You leave your socks, I pick them up, I put it in the washing machine without complaining, because I know that if I think about socks, that person may go to work and never return home.
Yeah.
So I don't do that. So I don't really complain. All I want is you leave your socks, I pick them up, I put them in the washing machine, and I just go quiet.
Every
I
day is a
just,
pleasure.
every day, to me, every day is a blessing. But it's something, the roots that I was brought up with, and also getting into personal development, it made me realize that actually life is too short. Things can change within a second. So I might as well look at the important thing. I wouldn't worry about living somebody's socks. So those are the things they say attitude. It comes natural actually. If you meditate, I fast a lot, I pray a lot. And I think I've crucified my actually body and now I'm in the spirit. So I don't really care. Whatever you do in life, all I care about is your good health and you getting creative. It's important, and living a life and embracing every moment. That's what NOMSA cares about.
Mm.
So, what do you think?
Like, and I think this is exactly it's that attitude, it's the attitude of gratitude, and from having that, and every day is a pleasure. You know, we should always
Oh,
we should try to derive pleasure from even putting out the rubbish, putting out the trash, right? Those little things. One day you'd be very grateful to be doing stuff like that. It's as strange as it sounds. So if we rather than curse it, if we just do it cheerfully, you become a cheerful person, an attractive person. And I think it's when we want anything in life, even when it comes to our ideal partner, and it comes back to where I started. It's about this old adage that I've mentioned several times in the show. It's be, do, and have. Don't say, I want to have this. Once I've got the ideal partner of my life, then I'll do all the right things. I'll be nice then. And then, that's no, that's back to front. You've got to become that person that fits with that ideal person. You've got to become that person first. Okay. Become that person in your mind. Make it a list of things you need to do. If you need to become more focused or more disciplined, if you just want to, I'm not saying change yourself, but if you want to improve what you already are, you can do that. Make a list of the things you need to do and work on them. Will you fix it in a day? No. But if you're working towards getting those goals, if you're looking at becoming more financially stable, if you're in debt, all right, okay, you're in debt, but make a plan to manage how to get out of it. Once you have a plan and the compass is headed in the right direction, you feel better, right? You become more attractive. That's one thing. Same as fitness, health, career, relationship. Become the person that belongs to, okay? So if you're matchmaking, do you fit? Are you a good fit? Or are you setting your sights kind of too high? I mean, I hear a lot of people doing this, and I think, well, you're not really, you're not really that kind of person who would fit that kind of person. So become that. If you want to do that, if you do you really fit? Because if you don't fit, you're not going to be happy long term. It's not going to work. If you want to go for very successful men, you've got to be successful in your own right. Because successful men and successful women are not stupid. That's why they're successful. They're not stupid. And they know if someone's out of exchange, we call it an even exchange. They know if they're out of exchange. So they're very good at making decisions. They're very good at bringing good attributes together. And that's the same in relationships. So you could end up very unhappy if you haven't worked on yourself first. So get yourself, like if you're going for an interview as a doctor, you better make sure you've got a medical degree. think, think of it like that. You get. I'm sort of joking, but you understand what I mean. Are you really? Should you really be there? Now, this is not to put anyone down. This is there said to empower you, because you can become anything you really want if you put your mind to it. But if you're not there right now, this is it. Now, I ask myself, I've always been Mr. Questions, and I ask myself, every time you grow, there's a challenge. So if I go up to the next level in my business or into someone else's business or anything in life, and I want to be playing at that level, I ask myself, the person I am today, and this is like something I do an awful lot in the new year on goal setting with my clients, where I'm going to now, the next step, am I the person that I need to be in order to achieve the thing I want to achieve? And quite often the answer is not quite. Okay, fine. Let's be honest, I'm not quite that person yet. So who do I need to become? What do I need to adjust? What do I need to get better at, clearer on, more focused at, faster at, whatever, more nicer at, in order to be the person I need to be to achieve the thing I want to achieve? Be, do, have. Come that in your mind first. Do the things you need to do in order to have the things you want to have. Do have. And if you use that analogy for all areas of your life, it's fun, it's empowering, it's self-developing, and it's a damn great way to achieve the things you want to do. So that's the way that I would say that in conclusion, because it's said there to empower you. Once you have a plan, you are halfway to achieving it. And I'm all about having a great plan. So my question is, have you got the right plan? If you haven't, plug in with Nomsa. That's what I feel like saying. Over to you, Nomsa.
So much, Grant. What Grant is saying, guys, if you want to date a doctor, you have to have an understanding. How does a doctor think? Their everyday life, the stress they have to go through. So if you want to date somebody like that, it comes with the mindset. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have a bachelor or PhD. PhD, you're born with it. It's the mind.
If you're going for a job as a doctor, you will. But not if you're dating one.
Not if you are dating one. If you are dating one, you got to think like a doctor. Doctors don't have time for some talking problems, fighting. They don't have time. They've got time to think. They need to think how they're going to treat their patients. They need to read books every single day. They need to go for walks. There are so many things that makes them who they are. If you want to date me, I am the CEO of my company. You have to think like me. You cannot come to me, to my life, and wanting to change me to become something that I'm not. So what he's saying is you got to know what you want. Is a business. It's like a business plan. If you want to date somebody, whatever Grant says he needs to go. Grant, you can go, it's fine. I'm just gonna finish this off. And you take care. I'll see you next week. Yeah, so what Grant is saying is you have to have a mindset of understanding if you want to date a millionaire, what does a millionaire think like? So a millionaire is looking for a mentor. Anybody that you date that have a very, very demanding job or that job requires them to travel, they need a mentor. That's why a man is a provider. If you look at the Bible, a man is a provider, a woman is a provider. The reason why both men they are providers, a man has to go to work and work for his family. A woman, she has to go to work and work, provide for her family like her man. So when a woman decide now they have children, they decided to stay at home. That woman, she is still a provider. She manages home. Sometimes you find women saying, I'm just a woman who is staying at home. But their work is very, very important. So if you say, I'm looking to get married, you looking to get married. So if you have a woman, that means you're gonna get married, you're gonna have children. Or if you are somebody who don't want to have children, it means you're gonna date somebody who don't want to have children. So it matches everything. And then if you want to have children, you have to understand what requires to be a woman that gives birth to the children. It requires you to change the lifestyle. You might have to stay at home, raise your children, and then go back to work. Or you might have to give birth to your child, to take 1 year off or 6 months off, and then go back to work. So the mindset has to be what you want to become. That's what Grant is saying. And also, if you are somebody, a man is an architect. The reason why we call a man an architect in a relationship is because a man has to have a vision. A man without a vision, there is no foundation. A woman, even a woman is educated, is got money, or if she's a millionaire, a man is not a millionaire. A man has to have a vision where you have to envision the city where you want to bring your children or you want your wife to live in. What kind of a city do you see yourself with this woman, this beautiful woman that you have? What kind of a lifestyle do you see yourself with this woman? If you don't have a vision, guys, those many who don't have a vision, women don't have time for those kind of guys. So you have to have a vision. When you meet a man, a woman, a woman will tell you, so what are you looking for in a relationship? I'm looking for a woman to spend the rest of my life with, if God allows it. A woman that is not going to judge me, that is going to accept me for who I am. So why are you single then? If you are single because you've been rejected by people or you've not met, maybe you've been cheated or anything, you don't tell the woman straight away that I'm single because I'm liking your ex. You tell the woman that I'm single because I've not met the right one. And the women do the same as well. I'm single because I've not met the right one. And once you meet that person, you connect with that person, and also your values, your beliefs, everything it has to match this person that you are looking for. If I'm looking for this person that I'm looking for, my character has to be that. If I'm looking for a wealthy man, I'm a woman. I'm looking for a wealthy man. I mean, I'm allowed to choose what I can have in life, but I need to understand what comes with that. A wealthy man comes with stress. Business might not go well. That means that man is going to get stressed. If he's a businesswoman, that means that woman is going to get stressed. Then as a person that is dating that woman, you have to be a mentor. You have to know how to deal with this, somebody who is stressed. You become a mentor. You don't talk them out of their dreams. You cheer them up. You hold their hand through dark times. You don't say, I'm out because the millionaire that year is gone. You hold their hands through dark times, no matter what. So that's what a relationship is about for those who are looking to enter 2024. You want to find the true love. And the secret about love, guys, what people don't know is very, very simple. Finding love is very, very simple. For those who don't know, if you understand the physical realm and the spirit realm, you will know that what we bound in the physically is bound in the spirit realm. The desire that you have, if you tell God with all your heart that this is the, if you open up yourself and say to God, this is what I've been through, but I'm tired of the pain, the disappointment, the rejection, the everything, the sorrow, the shame that comes with it. I want to live a life that I desire with this beautiful woman, with this beautiful man, and hand it over to God. Once you hand it over to God, your character in the physically, if you say, I'm tired of rejection, your character has to be tired of rejection for real. Your character in the physically has to be tired of shame, meaning you have to let it go. You have to be you. Once you become the real you that you've told God, God will send the love of your life. Anyway, you can meet love anyway. That's the big secret that I've learned about life. Life is very, very simple. Very, very simple that people complicate. But if you're looking for love and you say, I'm looking for love, and you still have things that you hold or not ready, not sure about what I want, God will give you, I'm not sure. The universe will give you, I'm not sure. But if you in a relationship, a man is a provider, a woman is a provider, a man is an architect, a man comes with a vision, a woman, she's a mentor. She mentors him. A woman has a vision of her own, but her vision has to align with the architect. The man tells the woman the vision that he has for their future. This one makes the vision come to pass by mentoring the man to become who he wants to become. This one is a teacher. He teaches the woman the value of life. When a woman enters his life, she has children. A man has to teach his children how the values, family values, everything that comes with it, that comes with a good character. What does a child do when the child is growing up? A man is a teacher. She would teaches. He has to have. He has a vision. He teaches his woman. A man does not abuse a woman. His job is teaching, teaching. And this one, she's an inventor. A woman is an inventor. A woman brings everything to life. Every dead thing that is dead, she brings with God restoration. She restores everything. Pray for her marriage. The man prays for his marriage. The woman prays for her marriage. She mentors. She brings life. Where there is a dead organ in her husband, she brings all that to life. By mentoring her husband each and every day, she gives birth to their children. That's why we call her, she's a mentor. And then this one, when these two both, the list goes on, guys, when these two submitted to each other, that's when the foundation of life is created. So if you enter a relationship, you need to know your role as a man. I'm a man with a vision. Honey, that's impressive when you show a woman that you're not just some man. And women are very, very clever. We are born with the talent. We are very, very talented. So when we are in a relationship is not about putting makeup, guys, high heels, driving nice cars. No, we have to be creative. We are born with the talent. We're very, very talented. So you have to find your talent. And if you're a woman with some talking problems, guys, you can meditate. When you meditate, you connect yourself with your inner being. It means that talking problems, it goes. And then you become the woman that you want to become. Uh, women, we're very intelligent. We are born with intelligence. But some women don't know that. Relationship is not built because I'm beautiful or because I know how to put eyelashes or I have a beautiful body. That is not what builds a relationship. The foundation of a relationship is built when a woman knows her role, when a man knows his role in a relationship. If you are a man who is wealthy and you don't know your role, or you are a man who does not have a vision, or you are not wealthy and you don't know how to actually embrace being you, and confidence is power. Everything, confidence is power. If you are a man who is confident, who knows what he wants in life, you don't need a degree to be a billionaire. You don't need a degree to be a millionaire. One thing you need is this mindset. The head is the symbol of our destiny. We become who we want to become because of our mindset. Everything. If the enemy wants to destroy, he destroys the head. He knows the head is the creator, it creates everything. If I want to connect with God, I need my mind. I need to think. I need to pray. But that's why the enemy comes for this. If I want to think about business ideas, I need to meditate. I need to use my mind to think, to get creative, to get imagination, to be imaginary, to get into that imaginative state. So that's what you need in a relationship. The king and the queen, they are both serving each other. That's what I teach my clients, by the way, guys. If you're a single man out there and you are looking for love and you're thinking, I'm not worthy, no woman is going to want me, or you're a woman out there who is looking for love, you are thinking, no one is going to want me because of whatever labels you've put on, just work on your personal development and work on your character. Work on you work on your character. Character is our identity. Work on your true authenticity. Unapologetic, be true to yourself. When you are true to yourself, what's on the inside of you is greater than what's on the outside. I used to be a woman who used to spend 2 hours putting makeup, making sure that my high heels matches my handbag, making sure that my dress matches everything. But I didn't meditate. I called myself a Christian, but I only prayed for 10 minutes. Spent 2 hours getting dressed. I didn't do any personal development. But when I stepped outside, I used to make sure that I didn't step in the mud because I was protecting my wardrobe, forgetting my soul inside of me. But the day I decided to put my soul first, that day, I never looked back. I don't spend 2 hours putting makeup anymore. I spend 2 hours praying, meditating, writing my goals, my vision. I have a vision board. One day, how I imagine my life is going to look like. I spend time doing that. I spend time with God. That 2 hours, I spend it with God. That 2 hours, I spend it with my pen and my book writing, my diary writing my goals. I spend time reading, spend time listening to the music. I choose what kind of a music goes into my ears. I don't listen to bang, bang, whatever, bang, bang, whatever, bang, bang. I don't listen to that. The lyrics, it has to make sense because those lyrics are going to go to my subconscious mind. So that's the person, that's how I created my character to become the person that I am today. I had to, okay, I'm spending 2 hours. When I go out, I just go in the bath and I stay in the bathroom for like this is not a joke, guys. I spend 2 or 3 hours getting dressed, honestly, making sure. But now I spend half an hour in the bath. Half an hour, I have to be dressed and I have to be ready to go out. That's the choice that I've made, that I have to be ready. I don't wear makeup anymore. Simple is because I'm beautiful as I am. And even my spouse, sometimes he doesn't notice that I don't wear makeup. When I lean on him, he will say, never mind my top because your makeup is gonna go all over my top. I'm like, I like this because he doesn't see the difference between I'm wearing a makeup or I'm not wearing a makeup. So for those reasons, I don't wear makeup anymore because I used to hide behind makeup. But inside, I was feeling like shit. Sorry, God. Sorry, my language. I will hide thinking that makeup, it makes me beautiful. But now, I don't have to hide anymore. I embrace the person that I am, unapologetic. My uniqueness, it makes, is I am the brand. I am Noms. I'm the brand of Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency. I don't have to hide behind makeup. So once you realize that you are the brand, God created you. So you don't need to worry about nobody's gonna like me. There's always lots of people out there who are single looking for the same thing. So know that you can find anybody that you want, or you can become who you want to become. You have to make that choice. You can be who you want to become. Anything, you can become anything. Anything. I can tell you anything. Anything, as long as you are willing to learn. And everything you need to do in life, it requires skills. As long as you're willing to learn the skills of what you want to become, you can become that. That's all I leave you guys with. You can become who you want to become. Whatever the woman of your dreams that you want to get, you can get that woman. As long as you're willing to find her. It's all about branding yourself. Unapologetic. You don't have to go and buy loads of clothes or buy a nice car, get a good woman. No, you don't have to do all that. I used to, before I go into personal development, I used to look at what kind of a car you drive. But now that I'm authentic self, I don't really look at the cars that you drive. I look at what's on the inside of that person. Of course, as a man, you have to know how to provide for your family. I look at those things. There are so many things that I look at, but the car is not one of them. The clothes you're wearing is not one of them. I don't really mind the clothes because I know that my energy is going to motivate you to go and buy good clothes. It's not, when I'm meeting you, it's not my priority. I'm not going to change you. The reason I'm saying this, guy, is when I met my guy, he was wearing nice clothes, but the shoes that he was wearing, I have no idea. Those shoes, he was wearing them, but is, you know, those Clark shoes where they're like granddad shoes, very comfortable. So he was wearing those shoes. I didn't judge him anyway. But then on the second date, it was second date, yeah, when we were going on a date. The first date, when I met him, he was wearing that shoes. No, when he approached me, I was wearing the shoes. Was wearing nice clothes, but the shoes. But there was a story behind the shoes. And the second date, when we went, first date, when we went on a date, he was wearing those shoes. Because I'm not a judgmental person, I just embraced being around that person. I didn't judge him with the shoes. And then on a second date now, the guy calls me. He goes, what time are we still going on? We're still going out. I'm like, yeah, we're still going out. So he says to me, what are you wearing? So, and then I described the outfit that I'm wearing. So he was like, okay, because I need to go and buy some shoes. So I was like, why do you need to go and buy some shoes? So he was like, because the shoes that I'm wearing, I was single. I didn't need to look good. I looked good, but the shoes that I wear is because they are very, very comfortable, but they're not really good going out with a lady. So that's why I'm asking. But you see, I could have easily judged the guy with the shoes, but I didn't. It wasn't, for me, it didn't matter because that's his shoes. It makes him comfortable. Let him wear his shoes. So I just said to God, because I had already spoken to God, you see, I'd already gave God already know what I've been through in life. He already knew my desire, what I desired. He already knew my character. And he connected me with that person. And my energy of being authentic, no judging people. Now it went and did some work and went to that shoe need to go. And that shoe went. So that's how the physically and the spiritual world works. You don't do the talking. You let God do his work. And it works. Those who don't believe in God, they believe in the universe. God is the universe. Those who didn't know, he is the creator of the earth and the creator of the universe. That's how the energy works. So whatever you desire, become that in 2024. And the character, the skills, learn the skills. If you want a woman, have the skills and be genuinely wanting to settle down. That woman will show up because God is an amazing God. Before, I used to stress. I used to do all sorts. I used to do the thinking for God, but now I don't. He does the thinking for me. I don't. Me, I just have to desire, guys. I write down I have to desire and take action. That's what I do. I desire. I tell God my desire. My desires, what do I desire? Even when the clients comes in, my desire for my clients is to ask God to, as they step out, to look after them until they come back, until I'm able to help them to find true love. That's my desire. That's what I desire. So if you understand how to take action, we don't pray and hoping that things will happen on its own. You got to take action. You got to know what you really, really want. And you got to let God be God. When you do that, when you learn the skills, what you desire, the skills of a relationship, the skills of a business, and then you let God be God. You don't do the stress. Even when problems, challenges comes, don't do the stress. Before I do the stress, I will be stressing. I'll be doing all sorts of, you name it. I'll be in tears. I will be worrying. I'm single. You know what? I am 40. I don't have a man. I will be worried. But now I don't. Because I know that the God of Elijah that I worship, if I cry to him and say, God, I am single, bring me a good woman. I just have to tell him what kind of a woman. When you tell God, guys, forget about the boobs. To say, I need a woman with these boobs, or I need a man who is 6'2", who goes to the gym. Forget about all that. When God does the work, He will give you your desire. He knows what kind of a woman you want and you're looking for. And He will go and search that woman, and He will go above and beyond and give you a miracle that you don't deserve, a woman that you don't deserve. But you have to have the skills to keep that woman. You have to have the skills to give you a man you do not deserve. So that's why I'm saying you don't need to say, I need a woman who's got big boobs, a woman who is 5 foot, whatever. You don't need to do all that. All you need to do is the desire. Write down the values, the things that you want, the character that you're looking for. You have to know all those things. What kind of a woman do you desire? What do they have to, what do you imagine yourself with that woman in 5 years? That's what you need to do. The looks, the looks, put it on the side. God already knows. If you like blonde women, God is sneaky. He already knows. This one he likes blonde women. I'm gonna bring blonde woman. So you don't need to worry about all that. So that's what I leave you guys with, to say, if you are looking for love or anything that you desire for 2024, it will require your character. You got to understand how the physical world works, how the spiritual world works. So you got to understand all those things. The words we speak in the physically, they are bound in the spirit world. So all those things, they play a part in your life. So if you are somebody who worries about people in the physical, in the spirit world is like that, that means your life, that you have not consciously, you cannot reach your full potential. You are somebody who worries about everything. But if you are somebody who surrenders it all and say, you know what, I like to have a helicopter one day. I like to have my private jet one day. And what car would you like to drive, Nomsa, one day? I would love to have, what car would I like to have? I'm not fussed with cars. Anything good that has a bulletproof, that would be good. If I can have that, what else what would I want to do? I'd like to be a billionaire one day, God. I'm allowed to be a billionaire. Unapologetic, guys, I'm teaching you unapologetic. Okay, I'd like to be a billionaire one day. I like to have a big empire where I can help people. Maybe, well, how would you like to help? I'm already in working, helping people, guys. What would you like to be one day? I like to have this, I like to do this, or I like to have a charity around the world that save people who are living in poverty, or maybe educate other children. I like to do all these things. God knows, you see, God knows what you want. So you cannot unapologetic and say, I don't deserve this. You deserve it. Whatever you desire, as long as it's for good cause. That's how God works. And you have it if you are somebody who is willing to work. You got to be able to wanting to work. And also you have to be somebody who don't follow the world. The reason why I'm saying follow the world is we live in this world where people are very, very judgmental. People judge people. And when people judge you, you become that character if you allow it. So you need to have this character of, I know who I want to become. Regardless of what people are saying, I'm going to walk with God. He's going to hold my hand and He's going to bring my helpers. Pray for your helpers as well. It's very, very important to pray for your helpers. It's going to bring my helpers to enter my life and help me and take my life to the next level. You got to believe it, guys. You got to believe what you want. You got to believe it. It might take 2 years. It might take a year. It might take 2 weeks. God always delivers. He delivers. He never lies. Anything you ask in my name is the way, is the truth, is life. If you know that life is all about putting yourself out there, unapologetic, and just getting the life that you want. God has done it for me. People have laughed. I've told people about my dreams and they're like, Nomsa, you're crazy. My dreams have come to pass because I believe. I believe that God can do a miracle. That's my belief, that I can be the woman that I want to become. And I'm saying one day, I want to be this, I want to be this. I'm not just talking, I'm implementing it, guys. I'm doing the work. So you got to do that. That's what life, living as if you're single, wanting to actually manifest your dream life. That's what we do. That's what I do at Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, guys. I help my clients become who they want to become. And unapologetic, they become that. I work with men. Alina, she's a matchmaker for women. So if you're a man out there, you're single, and you can afford me, I'm not cheap. So if you can afford me, I'm ready to work to help you find that true love that you desire in life. I will search for you. I'll coach you. But you have to do the work. My story is different to yours. My story, in order for me to get to where I am today, I had to fast for 40 days. I had to surrender. I had to do some forgiveness. I had to forgive myself. I had to go through healing. I had to read scriptures. I had to call God. But when I called God, Lucifer appeared, God appeared. So I had to choose. I ended up with two. So I had to choose God. Lucifer made me pay, but that was okay because it was a choice that I had chosen, unapologetic. When I'm telling you guys God exists, He does exist. I had to go 40 days of fasting. When I went for 40 days, I ended up with God. I ended up with His Son. I ended up with two people. But because I knew where I was going, I had to choose. And after that, it was then I had to learn. Being tortured by the fallen angel, it taught me how to manifest my dreams. He was torturing me, but at the same time, I was learning how the spirit world works. I was learning everything. Unapologetic, I was learning everything. So I've learned everything. Now I just share it with the world. So those who say God doesn't exist, He does exist. And if you want Him to exist in your life, He can exist. You don't have to go extremely like I did. You don't have to do all that. I went extremely because my life I was this creative person, but I was confused and I was crying inside. And I needed my identity because I had become a follower. When you become a follower, it means your identity is no longer unique. So I just needed to be me. I needed to understand what makes Nomsa, what makes me the person that I am. So doing that, there's some steps that I had to take, but your steps might be different than mine. It doesn't mean that it's not unique. There is unique. As long as you understand that your steps is unique, you're good to go. But if you're still in the confused.com, then that means you need to sit down and you need to think about your desires in life. For me, my desires was to become the person that God created me to be. And when I reached that, I was presented by Lucifer. And Lucifer showed up because I come from a royal family, which I didn't know that I come from a royal family. Those who have watched my video, you have seen me sharing my story. A royal family, it means it involves bloodshed. Power, it means bloodshed. So when you means bloodshed, it means Lucifer now has authority over my bloodline. So when he showed up, he was challenging me to say, no, you don't belong to him, you belong to me. He even said, if you follow me, Nomsa, I'll make you great. I'll give you everything that you have ever wanted, which is if you want followers, I'll give you 1 million followers within a day, within a certain time. I'll make you a billionaire. Your desire, he knew my desire, so I told him no. I didn't tell him no because God was already there. God has already made it clean that this is my child. She belongs to me. So I ended up, when you hear people saying they've joined the occult, they are not joking. Occult is real. But through that occult, everybody has an assignment that they have to do. And that assignment is not something that I want to share with you guys. I rather not say anything. Those who want to know, you can follow my father in the Lord, Dr. Olukoya. He explains everything. But for me, it was when I had to decide. By having to decide now, I had to learn the lifestyle and how to deal with these two men. So I had to find mentors that taught me how to deal with Lucifer. I had to find mentors to teach me how to deal with God, how to go to the third heaven if I'm single and claim my blessing. The third heaven is the throne of grace, where God stays, where the blessings, everything, your book of life, your true book of life is where it is. Your marriage is where it is. The second heaven is where you're being denied your blessing. When somebody says, I'm in depression, that means that they are in the second heaven. When somebody says, I'm confused, I don't know what I need in life, it means that they are in the second heaven. You then have to pull yourself out to set yourself free. But your story might be different. It does not mean it's not real. It's unique. Find that uniqueness in you and become that. God bless you, everyone. And guys, I have to go now. And if you're single, you're looking for love, you can go to my website and register. I'm not sure if the website is live because they're doing the transition. There's a website that is live. There's a website that is being built behind the scenes. But yesterday, they were talking about doing the exchanging, putting the other one down. So if it's not coming up, that means the website is being connected. So you can just wait. But if the old website is up, fill out the application form and send it to me. When you send it to me, one of my team will get back to you. Normally, it's me that reads email first. I might get back to you. and take it from there, your story. Joining Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency is very, very simple. I work with professionals. If you are looking for love and you know exactly what you want, you know your values, and you know your authenticity, and you know what kind of a woman you're looking for, or what kind of a man you are looking for, you're good to go. But you have to have a job to join my agency, because my clients, they are all professional. If you don't have a job, or maybe you've been laid off, it's fine. As long as you've been laid off, we know where we're going. That's why we talk about foundation. So as long as you know where you're going, and because my clients, they all have jobs, they all have their businesses. Those are the clients that I work with. So if you don't have a job, you've been laid off, it's fine. You can register the agency, because I know that you're gonna get a job. So I'm okay with that. And just register. Once you register, the process is very, very simple. We are ID verified. I meet you face to face. We do the work. You tell me your story. I'm a matchmaker. I'm not a dating app. We meet you face to face. It's either my um, team will come to you, or I come to you. You tell me your story, why you're single. Once you tell me your story, I then have to, we have to check everything, that your story, psychologically, where you are with your mindset, where do you want to go in 3 years' time, 5 years' time, what kind of a man or woman you're looking for. We prepare you, your mindset, we prepare you. We then have to prepare you to get there. No judging, unapologetic, you do the work. Us, we just have to hold your hand, do the coaching, and then select with that right person that you are looking for. And then if for that we don't want you coming back, that's why we have to coach you the marriage skills. We have to coach you the foundation of a marriage, the foundation of selecting the right person. How do you select the right person in the character, the attitude that you need to be, who you need to be in order to go and select that person? And then the next thing is, before you go on a date, I have to go on a date with you. Before you go on a date, you can't just pay me thousands and thousands of pounds for me to play. So I have to go on a date with you. So if I go on a date with you, it's a mini date. I'm checking how you're communicating with the waitresses. I'm checking how you're communicating with me. Or if you're going with a member of my team, one member of staff, they'll be checking the same thing. We're not judging you. We just need you to be free. So that moment is me, because the reason why I go on a mini date, I don't want you telling me that, Nomsa, I'm going on this date, but I'm struggling to communicate. I'm struggling to find women, or I'm struggling to connect with women. I don't want you to do that. When I give you a match and say, this is a woman, go on a date, I expect you to be you, to do the work. If you don't like the woman unapologetic, I expect you to say, Nomsa, you know what? Thank you very much for that date you've arranged, but she's not my woman. I expect you to be your own matchmaker. Not to say, I'm not sure whether I like her or I don't like her. I'm not sure. I don't want you to be like that. So when you pay me, I go on a date with you. We have a meal like everybody else. We have a coffee like I don't drink coffee. We have a drink like everybody else. We chat like normal people. Then I say my goodbye. When I say my goodbye, I know you are ready. Women, I do the same thing. I go for coffee with them. I go for a meal with them. In order for me to actually help that person to actually find the woman of their dreams, or find the man of their dreams. So that's the process of Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency. And then after, when you when you're going on a date, we have to file we have to look at the health and safety. We have to do all that, making sure that all the documents are in place for you to go on a date. We have a company that we work with that deals with safety. For a woman, we prepare a file for you, everything that is required for my company to be the foundation of what it is. We make sure that when you go on a date, we have this file that has been created for your safety. And when you reach your date, you have a phone number. You don't call me, you call that company. If there are problems that requires risk assessment, we do risk assessment, health and safety. Make sure that when you go on a date, anything goes wrong, somebody can come and help you, or the police. That's what I did. And what else did I leave anything? No, actually, that would be it. ID verified. You have to send you a copy of your identity, and I have to meet you face to face to verify your identity. And if we suspect that, if God tells me that something is not right, we do a background check. But most of the time, we don't need to do a background check. But if you come to me and my God of Dr. Olukoya says something is not right with this person, I will do a background check for you. For you, I'll tell you, I'll let you know. And then I'll do a background check is to make sure that everybody's happy. So that's the process of working with the matchmaker. We all do this. We all do similar things. Matchmaking are different. Some, they don't meet their clients face to face, but some they meet them on Zoom. That's still face to face. We do the same thing. What you do when you go on dating apps, like worrying about everything, we do the worrying for you. But when you come in, you just have to connect with you do the selecting. She's the one, she's not. You do the eating, the connecting, the paying when you go for a meal, and the selecting, or is this my future husband? You select. That's all you have to do. I have to check, what do you do for work? What does this person in the character? I have to do all that for you. You don't do nothing. That's why I go for a meal with them, to make sure that they are who they say they are. God bless everyone, and please go to the website. And soon we'll be doing boot camp as well, for relationship coaching as well. We'll be doing around Europe and some countries in Africa and America. So we'll be doing that very, very soon, maybe in April, I don't know, but very, very soon. I think it's on the website as well. So we'll be doing that. So if you are somebody who is in a relationship, but you don't have the skills, you can come along. Boot camp is very intense. It's all practical. You could be in tears when you're confronted by feelings that you don't want to confront. So all those things we will be doing. I do it when I go for live events. But now we've decided we need to do a boot camp where we can go for 7 days and sweat, confront our emotions, the foundation of life. We don't know. Sometimes we are not in a relationship because of the sins of our ancestors, or because of our parents, or because of the choices that we have made that have become our identity. So we have to deal with all that. We do that. We'll be doing that at boot camp, or sometimes just 3 days, where you just come in and do your work, your practical work, and go home. So we'll be doing that. Or if you are single as well, you fit in. And that's what we'll be doing. God bless everyone. I've got to go.